Okay, so we are going to start. Thank you very much for the people that join us. And I would like to introduce you to Víctor Marín. Sorry.
No worries.
Víctor is the super boss of a marketing agency here in Spain, in Murcia, and we're so happy to have him here. So welcome, Víctor, and the webinar is yours.
Thank you, Irene. Thank you so much. And thank you, everyone, for joining to me this afternoon to this webinar. Well, I'll be showing you how I work in my digital marketing agency. And as you saw in the title, we will see what is an omni-channel strategy in the digital life. So that's a very important issue today and nowadays because it's business from small to big companies is the is the key point to continue the business to grow and more and more. So um, we will be checking each channel. I will show you some examples in one martial art school that I'm a student. I will put that as an example. So welcome, enjoy, and learn a lot. Well, digital omnichannel strategy, how to create a digital communication strategy. Who we are? Well, we are, as Irene says, we are digital marketing agency. We are 7 people that each of us has a role. In my case, I'm in charge of webs to build with website, build digital marketing strategies. I'm sorry, I'm not sharing my screen. I'm so sorry. Okay, I started to talk without so anything. Okay, I think it's okay. Thank you, Rene, for telling me. So yeah, we are Sonoma Marketing and Website. Soon we will be happy to say that we are 15 years working on this area. So we have many of a ton of experience and many business has us in our agency. So we are happy to say that we know a lot of this digital world. So um, from the beginning, I started to do websites. That is it's the core of marketing strategy. You have the website. So this webinar, I be a little focus in that point in websites because website is in the center, and you start to create some different channels to visit your website. That's the first step to have a website. So when I started making website long time ago, I saw that for grow the business schools, e-commerce, tons of different business, they they needed more. They needed to say that how to expand into the world. It's not only to create a website. You need to share what are you doing in your business. So we started to study, to learn, and incorporate marketing services in our agency. And nowadays, it's one of the most important things in our agency, not only to create a website, also to make marketing um, more and more and more things in that way. Um, yeah, we have so many awards. We are very happy. We've been working with small companies and big companies, and we are very happy of that. And about me, as I told you, I started as a web designer, but nowadays I'm as in my company, I am a project manager. I try to do all my best in omni-channel strategy with my customers, and also I am teacher in the University of Murcia. in the master of digital marketing and analytics, because analytics is the second side of marketing. It's not only uh, which social media to choose, which website to have. We need to analyze our metricals. So that's a very important thing. I prepare some screens to check that, check some little analytics. Okay, so let's start. Omnichannel. What's it? Basically, is try to cover all possible communication channels. In the past, as many people say, it's all mouth to mouth. Is like in the physical world where you start to create your brand, to grow your brand. Is I told to my neighbor say to their friends, but it's not a very good strategy. It's something that will happen. It's okay, and nowadays we continue to do in that way. But in the modern world, we need to improve our digital presence. So that's the way to choose which channels works for us. And of course, it depends our public. For example, my public for my agency, for my own business, of course, is each entrepreneur, freelance, small companies, big companies, medium companies. But finally, my own customer are their own customers. So we need to think about which channels works well for our customers. And that is not too easy, but it's very funny. So yeah, nowadays, if your communication cells are not put in digital world, you are nobody. And I have some customers nowadays that in the past they told me, uh, we are in the business for more than 20 or 30 years. Uh, but recently, a new company that they have a very, very better digital strategy, they win the digital war. That's because some old companies are not putting are not are not putting the digital world. It's only the physical with, as I told you, some mouth to mouth, talk to the neighbor, their friends, and visit all the other companies. So maybe you have been working for 20 years in the world, but if you haven't got any digital marketing strategy and you are working on different omnichannel, um, digital omnichannels, you are nobody. That's the truth. So we must to find our different audience in each channel. And you will learn that you have many new publics that you never think about that. So when I have a meeting with probably a new customer, the first point is try to define their business. It sounds it's so how I say, it's so natural, it's so common, but not too much people think about that. Because, for example, I have a sports shop in my city, in the city, and I sell football shoes. Maybe that football shoes are okay for the for the physical world, for your neighbor, for the people who is walking in the street. But maybe in the digital world, that the new public you are open, they are not looking for that exactly football shoes. They are looking for all the things, and you have all the things to offer. So many times I have customers that they have their own business in the street, but in digital channels are very different. So try to define your business in that digital world is pretty, very, very important because it's not about try to sell all your products, all your services, all your ideas. You must understand the digital public. Okay. Sorry, I see a hand up. Um,
Hi, it's me,
so-
Victor. So if
yeah,
I understood correctly, do you mean that maybe we have different products or different things? For example, in our case, as an NGO, and I'm so sorry,
exactly.
my daughter is screaming. I don't know if you can listen to her. So I was
I
saying
the,
that for us, that we are an NGO and we don't sell products. Do you mean that maybe we can have an offline marketing strategy, but then our online marketing strategy has to be different?
sometimes and many times, yes, because uh, people on internet is it's not the same person that in public, you know. And I saw all of this in all my whole professional life. That finally the people online it's different offline. Even you, even me. One example. Um, Sometimes I want to buy, for example, a new computer, and it's something expensive, and maybe I won't buy it online. Maybe I want to buy it uh, and go to a big market and or go to a Apple store and buy them. So finally, yes, sometimes the offline marketing it's very different than the online marketing, and I will put some examples later here. So it's a very good point. That is why this is the first point. Define your business thinking in digital audience. I answer your question.
Yes, thank you. I just want to have some more information, so I will wait in
Yeah.
for you to finish your presentation. But I'm having a lot of questions.
Okay. Well, so I like to put this question in the table when I'm in a meeting because uh, it's the first step for me for creating a strategy. I need to understand the business and also that my future customer understand their own business. It sounds very logical, but it's not always in that way because many of them suddenly it's like they stop to think, they put their attention here and start to think in other ways. And it's very, very important. So, first of all, what is your product or service? I sell computers. My service is marketing classes. For example, I teach marketing. That's is the first. I know it sounds very logical, but many times it's not. You need to think alone in your sofa and and respond very well. And after that, you need to start to understand all of this, which is your MVP, your minimum viable product. A minimum viable product is a mass product, easy to move and profitable. Um, Let me put some examples. I will put Apple as an example. Um, it sounds logical that an MVP could be an iPhone, for example, because they sell millions of iPhone. But the truth is, I buy an iPhone, but I won't buy another one maybe until 3, 4 years. So how Apple will have me as a customer along that 3 or 4 years. They sell me accessories. For example, covers, cases, um, screen protectors. It's an example. That's the MVP because it's something cheap that you can buy many times. If I broke my phone case, I can buy out all other one. But if I broke my iPhone, maybe I need to stop my life, cry a lot, and maybe I won't buy another iPhone because it's an expensive product, and I will buy another one very cheaper. So that's very important because sometimes this product or these services, for example, if I uh, convert this conversation from products to services. I sell uh, websites. A website is an expensive product, but for example, my MVP is sell website maintenance because it's a very cheap product. It's start from 35 euros, if not 2,000 euros on a website. So it's something different. It's easier to pay. So sometimes many companies doesn't know this one. It's very important. And after know that MVP, the next question you need to ask yourself is which product or services, remember product services for me is the same, give you the most profit. Following the Apple example, an iPhone, it's one of the products that more profit they gives because an iPhone costs like 300 euros to build, but they sell in 1,300 euros. So they have ton of profits. And a niche product is the second, is the next product you must to find niche product services. To follow this example, Apple made computers, smartphone, tablets, but also they've had accessories, audio accessories. It's not the strongest point, but they build them, and it's a niche. It's a product that can exist for a very specific public. So that's very important. And as I told you, I will put some examples. And also, probably we want to get rid of. Many of you knows the word outlet sales, Black Friday. Um, that days or that words are Amazon days are always products they want to rid of. They want to get out of my house as soon as possible because are products that they haven't got very good sales and need to kill their stock. So it's very common in a lot of companies to have product they just don't want to keep in their business, but it exists. For example, at service level, in my case, in my agency, maybe many people come to me and ask me for create a logo for their company. Uh, the reality is not my business. My business is to do website, to do marketing. I prefer they have their own branding, all the logos done, but sometimes if they need my assistance, I will give them the service of create a logo, but it's not my favorite services. But I offer because it's interesting for me to catch that customer. So it's something that you must to get here in your strategy. And when you have your products, your different categories of the products, the next step, understand your pricing strategy. And as you asked me, Irene, about the different that exists different marketing online and offline. Also, there is different pricing strategies in offline and online. Um, Maybe some store like MediaMarkt, for example, they have online prices only, and you go to the store and maybe they keep the price or maybe not, but many times there are different prices. It depends the offline and the online. So yeah, as we have this first point, I know this maybe is something very new for you, but you can implement all of this in its business from an agency, an e-shop, uh, an school. You can implement all of this. Of course, if you have any question, please tell me. Next step, we have all of our business in our minds. We know which products or service we want to sell. It's time to define our communication strategy. So, what do we want to communicate? To whom? Which channels are our potential clients using? And what action we will carry out? Of course, you need many hours to know the answer, but it's important to have this question in the table. What do we want to communicate? Of course, I have products, I have services I want to sell to everybody, but maybe my services are not for everybody, or maybe my products aren't for everybody. If I sell an iPhone, it's not for young people. It's not for kids. It's for people who has maybe a good economy. If I'm selling iPods, maybe it's for younger people because it's cheaper. It's for everyone. So we know what we want. What do we want to communicate to him? Which channels? Through Google, through YouTube, through different social media. We need to start to think about that. Which channels has our public? And what action we will carry out? We will do some videos. We will do a very super website. We will do some ads. This is the point. Okay. So once our strategy is defined, it's time to work on each channel in parallel to generate website traffic. As I told you at the beginning of the webinar, I will be putting the website in the center, in the core, in the focus, because finally, as we work with this digital world, uh, if I see any post on Instagram and I like a product and I like any service, some services, I want to check it out, that company. And the first way to check it out is, does they have uh, a website? It's a good website. It's easier to read, to navigate. So it's the first point. And let's see the different channels to generate traffic to our website. We have SEO. This is looking for in Google, Bing, something different. And nowadays, many people is looking for in AI, in ChatGPT, Perplexity, DeepSeek, or many of them. This is something very new that we, the specialists in this world, we are checking that many of our customers, uh, they have answers of their business in ChatGPT. So this is a new paradigm. It's very cool, but it's still very new to say more. But it's a new channel that becomes from SEO, from look in Google. Another channel is social media, Instagram, TikTok. Facebook, X, and many other one. Ads to pay for looking for a new public. Mailing. I'm sure that all of you have many marketing mails in your inbox. I'm pretty sure. Sometimes they are a good ads, sometimes not. But everybody has mailing in their inbox. Landings, um, landings and funnels and mailing is something I put here separately, but they usually work together. I will put some example. But for example, um, maybe you see that you see on Instagram that some influencer or content creator is doing a free course about marketing, and that person say that if you click here, you can see a website, a form, and if you text your email, you will have a free access. All of that, it's ads that becoming a landing. Landing is a web micro website with that have only the that key point information of that mission. If I want to sell you a course, the only information you will see is that info about the course, nothing more. And the funnel, it's a loop that you start giving your email, you have content to see, and maybe 2 or 3 days later, you will have an email saying that you have an offer because you were checking the landing page, um, blah 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 blah. That is a funnel. It's a loop that you are inside because some people want to sell you a course, a product. Each time you go to an e-commerce and you put in your cart a product, maybe you won't finalize the purchase, but 5 minutes later you will have a discount. That is a abandoned cart, and they are trying to recover the order because they want to sell. That is a fun. That is a strategy. Okay, so it's very funny to do. I know this is something very new, I'm sure, for all of you, but you will have, if you have interest in that, I choose you to look for more information on YouTube, for example. So let's continue. Let's start about talking about our website. Okay, we define that what we are selling. Uh, we are thinking about the strategy. Let's go to check our website. It's really to accept a new people's checking the website. We need to visit our website as a customer and check it out. So, of course, before starting any action, we must make sure our home is ready for visitors. You must to clean your home before to do a dinner with your friends. No, so is our website up to date? You have all the services explaining in your website, all the products with the right prices, with the right description. It's all okay. This is the first point. So are all services products clearly defined? You have your description are clear for the people, or are very long, very boring to read? You must to check that. Is it fast and accessible? Is it easy to navigate? Let me show you. I have this website. This is the martial arts school where I'm student. Okay, so if I go here, oh, okay, it seems that it looks cool. and it's fast, more or less. Today, maybe we will have a bad internet connection because the Amazon goes down and many services are down right now in this time. So that's a very important point to check our website. And do we know where to direct the audience from each channel? It means if I want to sell a product, as I told you, for example, an iPhone, and I want to sell to the people, I will invite them to the homepage or maybe to the right page where I'm only talking about only iPhones. Okay, we need to understand how to how to invite the people to check our website. Okay, that's a very important thing. So okay, we are ready. Our website, it's ready. Let's start with the first channel, SEO. With SEO, we aim to achieve organic traffic to our website. We can always pay, but later, I will say later. Brand relevance, quality visits, being found by those who are looking for us. Growing our website. More search engine presents more sales opportunities. That has a lot of sense. Put this example in yourselves. Uh, Continuing to Apple thematic, if you are looking for an iPhone, you hear about a new iPhone, you go to Google, you feel comfortable looking for iPhone, iPhone, and you will go to directly to the right website, to Apple, as I told you. Okay, if you can see here, they are not redirect me to the homepage. I'm directly in the iPhone page. Okay, so it's very important to understand that the organic traffic, the people who are looking for us in Google, are the people that are very, very, very interested in our products and our services. So it's a very good point to work to improve and to grow, because to be in the first position on Google, it's very difficult nowadays. Very, very difficult. When we start in the agency a new project, we need from 6 to 9 months, more or less, just for start to have presence on Google. It's really, really difficult because there are many people on internet, many business, many martial art schools. So we have a lot of competence. And how will we be working to improve our SEO? We have the main factors we must control are technical web optimization. I put some examples with this website. Um, Google needs 2 seconds. This is the maximum time they will be checking your website. So if the website needs more than 2 seconds to change the content, it's not good for Google. So Google will go out from your website and will say, okay, your website is too slow. In this case, for example, or for my school, the load time is less than 1 second. So it's perfect in that way. And also, we have page speed inside. This is a Google tool. And here we will be checking the website. For example, in this one, we have 100 points from 100. We are ready to improve our SEO. We will be, and we are right now in the first position on Google. Of course, it's in Spanish, but if I'm looking for artes marciales, Murcia. I will be here in the first position. These first one are Google Maps, is all the thing, but the first links are here and here as a company. So yeah, we have we have done a very good job in SEO. For example, let me check. This is a competence, but really they are friends. Well, let's check it out. I have curiosity about them. I don't know the points, but let's check it out. Okay, Google today is not working. Uh, okay, as I told you, today Amazon and many hostings and many services are down. So I'm sorry, maybe it's not today to show this information. Let me find one more just for the curiosity for check it out. For example, this one. Okay, Google is checking. This is an example I like to do that. Start to looking for some competence and check their website. Okay, this one is very good. They have 96 points. Well done. And as we can see here, it's a very nice website. They define their services. So it's something that you can check and you can experiment with that. Okay, let's continue. So the main factors, technical web optimization. We need fast website. Also, keyword research. This is another important thing. Um, when we use Google, we speak to Google. Nowadays, like if it's a friend that we are asking for an address, so we need to put that keywords in our website and in our content. If you are looking for martial art schools, we need to have that words inside the our website. In this case, is that word because in Spanish I mark here. If I want mm, to have karate, it's very common. I have karate. I have content. It's related with Google, with users searches. So we need to take care all the content in that way. Also, digital competitor analysis. I did this example. We need to check. Okay, this is my competence. This is their website. They look nice or they are ugly website. They are slow or not. We need to check it and keep checking every day, more or less. And also have a content strategy and optimization. You can create a blog and you can update the website with news. It's to be create content as many you can, okay? And repeat all those steps once, two times, three times, many times. I know this is very, very new to understand, but when you are looking for something on Google, um, the people who are behind the website, we did all of this task. Of course, that is very technical, but it's very interesting. Extra. So we give it a boost with SEM. Okay, let's check what's SEM. Uh, okay. I haven't got presentation of that. SEM. SEM is when you see. Let me check. When you see. Okay, I have ad block, and maybe you can see here. When you see here a promotion, okay, I can see, I can show you. So give me 1 second. Let me check. Well, when you are seeing some ads, some promoted ads, it usually they are here in this space. That's because there are companies paying for be here. When I put iPhone, they pay for have the first position with that paying ads. Okay, let me try another one. MacBook. Uh, okay, so okay, I can't. Let's stop. Of course, I have got all the ads for them to see them. But sorry, I can show you. But I'm pretty sure that you are seeing ads every day here in these places. Okay, that is a boost for have more people going directly to your website. But you must pay. You can pay here and you can pay on YouTube. Okay. So next channel, we go to social media world. Social networks are whole world in themselves. They are the best way to showcase our company, brand, services, and products to the world. All the people have almost one social media. It doesn't matter if they are young or if they are old people. I'm pretty sure. Even if it's just YouTube, YouTube is a social media also. So everybody has one, and they have from one to five, six, tons. They are the smartphones and the billboards of the internet. And the truth is, either you are there or who are you? What makes you different? You you will be open to the world in the social media, and you will say all you want. And that becomes the strategy that we have been saying in the beginning. Okay. So to make this channel work properly, it's essential to set some guidelines. Which social media networks will you choose? TikTok, Facebook, Pinterest, LinkedIn. You need to choose which one. Maybe LinkedIn is not for you. No worries. Don't work in that social media. Will your communication be the same across all of them? As I'm getting old, for example, in my case, TikTok, I feel it's not for me. I'm 35 right now, and really, TikTok, I don't understand. I feel comfortable in Facebook and Instagram, sometimes in LinkedIn, but I don't need more social media. But for the younger people, they are used to use TikTok on Instagram. If you say, "Hey, have you got Facebook?" It sounds like are you an old person? You still have Facebook because this is a reality. There are mm, social media for different ages, so it's very funny that to find that the people have different ages for different social media. So you must to find your public in each of them. So will be my content the same content on Facebook, on Instagram, or maybe on TikTok? Um, the first answer is yes, but a good answer is not. For example, let me show you again here. Of course, I know maybe a lot of you doesn't know anything, don't know anything about martial art, but some martial art are for young people because they are their body are fresh, so they can do these high kicks. But other ones maybe are for old people. So maybe this martial art as a service, I won't promote it in TikTok because it's not for young people because they won't understand. Also, this is like I told you that with the iPhone, maybe iPhone is not for teenagers because it's expensive and they are still starting. So you need to understand your public, where is they, and go to them. Okay. In my case, as I told you, I use Instagram and Facebook and no more because I tested TikTok, I tested Pinterest, I tested a lot of them. But finally, you must to try to find your right content for the right public. Okay. So what content strategy will you follow? If you are selling football shoes, of course, you will have a very open public. But maybe your real public is the young people. So go directly to Instagram, go directly to TikTok. But for example, let me tell you something about TikTok because I know it's very famous. It's so many famous, but even the old people that is on TikTok, they are there just for fun. They are not checking the business profiles because if you are in a party, you don't want to talk about business. You want to laugh. You want to spend your free time, and that's a very good point because, for example, with one of my customer in TikTok, our content is funny. It's something that it's cool. Maybe we will have a lot of likes, but zero sales. But on Instagram, we have less likes, less comments, but more sales. And on Facebook, maybe we haven't got any like, any comment, but many people come from Facebook to our website, and we sell a lot of products. So it's it's very cool to try to experiment that different way you are selling your products in different social media and see that it doesn't work as you expect because the people is doing different things in that different social media. As if you go to LinkedIn, LinkedIn is not for fun. It's 100% for business. So you are not there just for try to enjoy. I don't like LinkedIn. I use because my business, but not for enjoy really. And the last question is, what tone or language will you use? Uh, the way you communicate yourself is the same when you are with people with suitcase or people with sport clothes. And in a party, in a meeting, it's not the same way you communicate with them, when you talk with them. So in social media, it's the same. Maybe in LinkedIn, you are very serious. You are not laughing, you are serious. But maybe on Instagram, on TikTok, you are like all that person. So that's very important because the content you make will be different for the different social media. Um, you must to do a lot of work if you want to be in all social media. And really, it's a lot of hours to create content. And okay, you have been posting on Instagram. Let me show you. I forgot that I have these screens. Okay, this is my martial arts school Instagram. I share pics with the mates, with the students. This is because we do a master class and we want to share this master class. And something very useful for Instagram, just for give you a tip, you you cannot put links inside the post. You only put one link uh, in the bio. So if you want to save, this tool is Linktree. This is a link generator. So you have one link with many links. Very useful. Not too much people is using this, and it's very easy for the people. You say, okay, next month we will have a course. If you want to inscribe, please go to our link in bio. Go to Linktree, and we will see here all these different links to our website. It's very daily, very direct with the people. And of course, Canva. Okay, today, as I told you, Canva maybe it's not working too well if you try, not today because the service is down, but you can create here all the content you need. Um, just for give you a tip, um, check very well the dimensions of your post. If it is vertical, is horizontal, is landscape, is from a story, is a video. Each social media has their own dimensions. So really try to do a good work with that, because eh, it's very important to keep a very good image in the post. If you are doing a video, try to do a good video, not something bad recorded, bad audio. Um, you are trying to do a landscape, but put in the vertical, it doesn't look very well. So with Canva, it's very easy to keep that dimension. I can create, for example, I know it's in Spanish, but I can create a design, social media, and I can choose story, post, Facebook post, reel, Facebook cover. They have any dimension you need. So that two tools are very important for social media. Um, try them. Really, are very important. Okay, so we have our social media strategy. We have our post in our minds. We design some content. The next good point for social media is to create ads, to pay ads. Okay, really, it makes the difference. This is like if you are in the physical world, you need to pay. You need to pay publicity. You pay to be in the newspaper, in the radio, in the TV. So this is very important, because maybe you have a lot of people you are not getting because they don't know you. So paying in Meta, Facebook, or Instagram, TikTok, you can catch them. And for example, for my martial arts school, this is our last campaign, ads campaign. I'm just paying like 73 euros, is not too much. And we have almost 700 people visiting our website. Each time they visit our website is an opportunity to have a new customer. That's why I say that it's important to have ads, and also to check the metrics, to analyze all of them, because we know what's happening. And also to understand which is the people who is watching us. In this case, I know this is in Spanish, but we have sex and ladies. Okay, we have in blue, men in green woman. As I, as you can see here, our public, our good public, starts from the 40s to the 60s. It's logical. Why? Because mostly of times they are the parents of the children that becomes our student, our young students, and also the old people has the free time and the money for come to us and start to learn a new sport. So also it's martial arts. They have mm, more men than women. I don't know why, but it's a reality or almost is our results. So we must to check this. And also many of our students has these statistics. Okay, that is an ad campaign, very useful. Also, I did yesterday just for test. Um, Another way to do some ads. You can do ads from the ads manager in Meta Business, in Business Meta. It's very difficult for beginners. So, but you have all the tutorials you need on YouTube. But also, if you have, for example, on Instagram, this is my personal Instagram. I did an ad just because I play guitar. I wanted to do an ad, €1 per day, and it's very easy. For example, and let me check. This one I can't. You will see here a button. This one, promote. Okay, this one, promote. I can pay just for has more visitors in on my profile to visit my website, and I can put the link of my website. I can put a lot of things. I can put that. I can put a budget per day, one from one to 800. Too much money for one day. And you can see here more or less how many people will be checking your ad. Okay, you can try it. It's very easy. I prefer to do from ads manager because it's more professional. You can control all the parameters. You can do a lot of things, but you also can use this tool from your own Facebook account, from your own Instagram account. You can promote. Okay, I'm promoting this right now, this reel, and I started yesterday. Uh, what is the video here? Okay, and I have more likes, more comments, so it is working for me. Okay, for example, I recommend that when you do a post, uh, you try to have different ads from different posts. Which post to choose for the campaign? Very easy. Our strategy becomes from here. What we want to communicate to whom? We have our MVP, our product with most profits, our niche product. So when we have all the posts with that strategy, we can start a paid campaign. And the last channel, email marketing. As I told you in the beginning, um, all of us, we have tons of emails, promotional emails every day that companies that are trying to sell us on a service or a product. But the reality is that it works. It works a lot. We can overlook what seems like the simplest or most underrated channel, but it's actually one of the most powerful. That's really because it's your own audience. It's people that um, want your product, like your company, like your services, and mm, they are waiting you more or less. So email is vital because it gives you a direct one-on-one contact with our audience. For example, I put on the screen here. Okay, here. This is the martial art school website. This is all mail I sent. I have 244 subscribers and almost 40% open our email. I did an email. We are saying welcome to the new school with the new classes. We are saying we are selling our services, so they can check. They have a very good information, very good content in the inbox, and I have a call to action. Choose yours, choose your class, and come to here. Okay, I like this one. I read the content. The content is clear. I have a description. I have the times. I have the material. I have the weapons, and I have a form just for communicate I'm interested in. So that's why a good email is still very useful for all the companies, and they are using right now a lot. Um, that's it. In summary, there are many channels. The game is identifying where your potential customer are and how you want to communicate with them. Understanding your own needs and those of your audience will help you build a strong digital brand strategy. I know it's very new all of this, but maybe after to see this webinar, you will have this presentation you can take, you can think about, and uh, you can use in the real life. And maybe after really everything here, you will start to check every social media of a company, of a product or service, and you will start to identify all of these strategies in your whole digital life when you are in a social media, when you are on Google, and when you are checking a website. So I hope you like it. And if of course, if you have any question, I'm here. And if not, thank you for coming. Thank you for joining me and have a nice week.
Hi,
Irene, are you
Víctor.
there?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
I have two questions and one comment. The comment, of course, thank you very much for everything that you share with us. I was shocked and impressed about your dojo website. I really enjoyed that part.
Thank
But
you.
as I told you before, the people who join this webinar or the target objective of this project are NGOs and people
Mhm.
who work with young people. So, as a professional, as an expert in this field, what is your biggest advice for the people who is part of organization or part of NGO and would like to have a better strategy or have more engagement, these kind of things?
Okay. As I told you here, you must understand which is your public, your ages, they genders, and try to look for if there is something similar in your own business, in your own houses. You must to identify your mm, I I don't say the word your competence if you have it. Check what they are doing. And if you haven't got any competence, try to start to think. And you must to do empathy exercise. You must to put in their lives and in the young people eyes and try to think what they want to see. That's why I say that what tone of language will you use? is if they are, if there is something, for example, viral, maybe you must to understand that viral content and try to understand to learn in the new days, um, all the young people is enjoying in social media.
Okay, so we have to be on TikTok, right?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. But it depends. For example, if you are working with people from 20s, I don't know, it's younger people, older people. If you are looking from, for example, 18s, from 25s, you still have, you still can use Instagram too, not only TikTok. You must to use TikTok
Mhm.
and try to do a reset in the searches, and try to find some content creators that has many likes that are viral. Because, for example, Instagram and TikTok as works as viral platforms, and young people is there. Young people is trying to replicate the viral things. I'm pretty sure that you have seen many young people in the street putting their phones in a place and then starting to dance, to sing, or to do some choreographies, just because it's a trending TikTok. I know that.
Yes, totally, totally.
I know that for the old people, it hurts, but it's the truth. We are all people, and we need to understand that. When we understand that, we can work with that. So maybe Rene,
You,
you must to
Victor.
to dance.
Yeah, and my last question, and thank you very much for your time and for the people who are here because we ran a bit of time. And the last question I would like to do is you were talking about analytics and metrics, and you said about the high importance about this.
Oh, okay.
So, for the
Yes.
people who is not paying, because as I told you, usually little NGOs they don't have budget to invest
Hmm.
in marketing. What is the? Do you think is important to collect all the data that you can, the organic data?
Absolutely, absolutely. And I want to share my own experience with one of my companies. Um, Let me show you. As I told you, I'm a musician. I'm a guitar player. Um, in the COVID, I did a guitar school all online. It's like a Netflix, for example. It's like a Netflix because it's all recorded. It's like 1 year of content recorded. And I did this for the young people because in my thoughts 5 years ago, I thought that, okay, something just 100% online, it it's only for young people because they know how to work with internet. It's very useful for them, and that was my beginning here. But but I started to check our metricals. Our metricals say that the the young people comes to visit the website, but they won't they weren't our customer because they haven't got too much free time and they haven't got budget. So it was like, really, this is something modern, this is something technological. And suddenly my real customer were old guys from 40s to 50s, because they have the money, they have,
Wow.
the and so it was shocking for me because, okay, it's supposed that I am an expert in marketing, but suddenly all changes. And what was my actions start to change, our whole communication. Oh, okay, let me show you. I saw in my metricals that my public are all men, but young women. That's because it's like of martial arts. I studied the public, and it seems like are very male thematics, and the guitar player is always like a figure, always like a man playing a guitar, not a woman. You know, it's something very common. I don't know why, but always you can find a guitar player. Almost the 19% times is a man, but girls wants to rock too. So we started to change everything, and we did. Let me check. And we did some campaigns. Or maybe, yeah, I don't remember. Okay, we started to create videos with all men's. Okay, all men's, but also young girls playing. And finally, we found our public, our good public, loyal public, people that comes to us and pay. Okay, this one. Really, this is not a stock photo. This is a user that sent us a picture. You can see here, but here is a tablet and an iPad, and she's learning with our guitar school. So it was very, very cool. All because the data, because the Google Analytics. This is a free tool. Okay, you can use Google Analytics. You can um, put in your website, and you can see here everything. You can see what is happening in your website, and really, this is you do not need any budget. Just put Google Analytics in your website, and you can see here. For example, this is the channels where we have the traffic. They becomes from Google, from Instagram ads directly, from organic social media, just click on bio, and other websites. It's very cool, really. It's really cool. And also I can see here the people. Okay, the people is from Spain, from United States, from Canada, from United Kingdom. We can check everything. Also by city, I can see here Murcia, my city, Valencia, Madrid, Barcelona, and also the ages. So if you start to, after create a strategy, you start to check what's happening. Since you are working on that strategy, finally you will find your real public. As I told you, it's not the same public, the people who are looking for you on Google, the people you find on TikTok or Instagram. They are very different. But finally, if you redirect all of them to your website, you can understand which public is working, really working, because we don't pay bills with likes, you know.
Thank you so much. I think that is a very good line to finish the webinar. Like it's like a call to action. Go to the website. So thank you so much
Oh,
and
thank you to
thank
you.
you to all the people that joined the webinar. And we will share with you in the website all the information about Víctor company. If you want to contact him or say hi to him, you will have his contact details,
Of
LinkedIn, and these kind of things.
Of course, really, thank you to all of you. And sorry if sometimes my English is not very perfect. Today is Monday, and um, for me, it's a bad day for think about for thinking in English. So thank you so much for being here.
You have done perfect. Thank you so
Thank you.
much and have a good day. Bye.
Bye.